WWE have re-signed a released superstar and also signed an Olympic gold medalist. WWE talent have been banned from sharing injury photos, and AEW have cancelled some shows. Find out which ones in the news. So, we're kicking this news video off, Adam, with some good news.
I know.
Some very good news.
Back to good news videos.
What is unheard of, unprecedented on a Thursday? Well, Inside the Ropes on Twitter have shared this. Former NXT UK superstar Eddie Dennis has officially re-signed with the WWE as a writer and producer for NXT.
Isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting. I
really
love
good.
Eddie Dennis. I think
great.
he's a great character, and I feel like a lot of people in NXT UK were underappreciated just because of the brand itself anyway, but he was so fun to watch on that show, and I can't wait to see what he does in NXT as a producer. I think he's a valuable mind to have on that show.
Yeah, he is.
For sure.
I remember being disappointed when he was one of the names that was confirmed as being released. Like they only kept a handful of NXT UK talent, and Eddie Dennis was gone. I met Eddie Dennis once, and he came across as this. He's really got his head on his shoulders, super smart guy. So for him to get picked up in this role, I'm really excited for. It's great to see him back in the company. He obviously made a really good impression while he was there. The fact that he has come back, I'll be a little bit sad if we don't get to see him wrestle.
Me too. I think he sort of like the wrestling stuff was very much sort of pulled back a little bit in NXT UK too, sort of towards the end of the cycle of that company. But I'd love to see him wrestle again. I was watching some old Progress stuff from way back in the day, and like some of the matches that he had were genuinely so good.
Oh, he's amazing. He was a teacher, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I feel sorry for his students.
Why?
Losing out on Mr. Dennis because he can go and do the
That's
wrestling.
a good point.
Good for him.
What if he just like did a secret wrestling club? You know, like School of Rock, where he's like doing the band thing, but he's making everybody wrestle instead.
I pledge allegiance to the class of Mr. Dennis.
Of Mr. Dennis. But the good news keeps on rolling, Adam, as a WWE, one whole WWE has signed another Olympic gold medalist.
That is correct.
So speaking on ESPN, Tamyra Mensah-Stock announced that she has signed with WWE. Now, Tamyra gained more mainstream media attention from competing in the Tokyo Games in 2021, where she captured a gold medal. Mensah-Stock also made history in Tokyo as the first black female to win gold in freestyle wrestling, competing at 68 kilograms. I don't know my kilograms, but it sounds impressive if it gets a gold medal.
Yeah, that's a fair few kilograms.
That is some kilograms.
You know what? I don't watch the Olympics. I don't watch much amateur wrestling or anything. So I looked her up, and this Tamyra Mensah-Stock is really, really likable, really charismatic. Immediately, she's got it a little bit tough because she's going to be compared to like Kurt Angle. As soon as you saw an Olympic gold medalist, you saw the same thing with like Gable Steveson, didn't you?
Yes.
Like the next Kurt Angle. I don't know a great deal about her. I saw some clips. She looks incredibly athletic, as you would assume. Yeah. And she just seems really nice. She's super likable.
Yeah, and it sort of goes to show that WWE is still very much pushing this whole athletes thing with wanting to sign, like, former athletes. She's obviously still an athlete, but like wanting to sign athletes and put them in the program and turn them into WWE superstars.
Bit of a following already. That helps out as well.
Definitely. I wonder what will happen. Obviously, we're still yet to see what happens in WWE with Gable Steveson. I mean, you know, maybe it'll be different for the women's roster to find somewhere to put her in there, because yes, there is, you know, still quite a lot of women's wrestlers within WWE on the roster, but she might be able to like slot in a little bit better than maybe what Gable Steveson can do on the main roster. I'm not too sure.
There's only about 2 women left in NXT now after they got pillaged. So that's not true. We saw them all on NXT this week, of course. I imagine she'll do good stuff in NXT. It's weird, Gable Steveson, that whole thing. Like, I guess he's still technically a Raw superstar because he was drafted to Raw.
And he forever will be a Raw superstar.
Yeah, he wasn't drafted this year. Anyway,
no, he wasn't.
Has that ever happened before? Somebody gets drafted and then somebody must have done.
There'll be something, won't there?
Somebody got released after or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good luck to Tamyra though. We're looking forward to seeing her on the TV. Now, I wonder if this next one is a little bit of a response to things that have happened on the internet and certain merchandising that has
I'm trying to work this out as well. Go on.
popped up. So WWE has banned talent from sharing injury photos. Now, Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Live said yesterday there is a new rule that WWE talent aren't allowed to take pictures of their injuries, and they don't want blood whatsoever. I guess they don't want them making merch or whatever, which obviously I think is a response there to the Britt Baker AEW t-shirt that's come out recently.
Curious timing, perhaps a little bit hypocritical in WWE's case, because they did just release that Finn Balor Stitches shirt. How many was it? Was it 14 stitches? Like they did the Austin 316. I can't remember how many it was. Staples rather than stitches, whatever it was. So that's interesting. There are a few things that might play into this. One of them is definitely the Britt Baker shirt, which caused a little bit of controversy toward AEW over the last week or so. They're cracking on with it. You saw it on AEW Dynamite last night. The other one, there was a fairly brutal hard way injury on this week's NXT. JC Jane getting thrown into the barricade and the corner of the ring steps, and she was busted open and a lot of blood there. So maybe that's something to do with it. They're worried about it, but like, I don't know, like it's just been a thing for forever basically. I get that they don't always want to put them on TV, but we're very much used to somebody getting hurt at a pay-per-view, unfortunately, and then within 18 hours they've posted a picture of like some gruesome looking thing, and I always thought like that can actually help a character. Like
I think so too.
If you're like a big baby face and you get hurt and then you post the things and then you come back on Raw that week or whatever, it can be quite handy. I don't know. It's not that surprising. They're playing it safe, aren't they? Yeah,
I think that's basically it. I mean, I think you're right. It does sort of play into the character a little bit, and I quite like that too. Also, it's
but they've just done it with Finn.
Yeah, they've just done it with Finn, and then I guess also it's not that it's anybody's business on the internet to know how these superstars are doing afterwards, but it's always nice to get a bit of an update to make sure someone's all right as well, right?
Totally. Yeah. And it's less for us to talk about on the news. So
exactly. Stop it. Give us all the injury news. I want a t-shirt. Right? You got one with Indy Hartwell's leg cast and the sandwich. That's still one of my, I don't want to say favourite things that's come out.
To go with your other feet t-shirt.
Of course, yes. That is definitely the reason why. Moving on swiftly, very, very swiftly. Who has been announced for a New Japan Dominion return?
It's only Jon Moxley. It's a big old name here. It was announced yesterday during the Wrestling Dontaku event that Moxley will be returning to Japan for Dominion. That's on June the 4th in Osaka, Japan. So it looks like we're going to be getting a 3-on-3 match, right? It was speculated on commentary after this announcement that Moxley, Umino, and a partner could be challenging Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii for their belts. That's a big old match, isn't it?
Big match.
That's a big old match.
That's a great match.
A lot of beef there. So I think that could be fantastic. It's good to see him going back. It's something that he's spoken about in interviews, is that he really, really enjoys doing these matches and spreading his wings and just going all over the shop. So it's good for Moxley. It's good for AEW. It's good for the fans. It's good for Japan. It's good for you.
It's good for me.
It's good for you. It's good for everybody.
I'm
excited.
I'm very, very happy to see this. I think sort of when he left WWE and did all this stuff and went to New Japan too, you could tell like he was just rejuvenated and revitalized. And I think the style suits him so well. I feel like it's a kind of wrestling that he just enjoys doing so much. Yeah. And I'm happy for him. I cannot wait to see this go down. Moving on though, from some good news to a little bit of sad news. We've spoken about this.
We knew this was coming, didn't we? But it's been confirmed now.
It has. So Andrew Zarian on Twitter said that AEW Dark and Dark Elevation have ended for the time being. This in part has to do with AEW signing a new deal for AEW Collision to air on Saturdays. Part of the new deal is that AEW wrestling content will exclusively air on Warner Brothers Discovery. As of today, this doesn't include Ring of Honor. Now, while WWE may not want merchandise created,
that's a different bit there.
We'll forget that.
So I think it's It's been backed up by Sean Ross Sapp. I'm in a way a little bit sad to see them go because I like being able to just tune into YouTube and watch some free wrestling, but there's loads of free wrestling on there. I think it's a sensible business move, to be honest, because viewership has been massively declining and other things in the company should be the focal point at this point.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think we spoke about this before in the news too, but I think with so many AEW shows now and the amount of hours that they've got on TV, you would hope that there would be a place for a large majority of these wrestlers and talents anyway to like.
We're not going to
showcase
see less wrestling.
No,
it's just going to be
exactly.
consumed in a different way, isn't it?
Definitely.
So I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think it's a bad move at all. To be honest, I'm happy about it.
Well, that is your final news story of the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Please join us for our WWE Backlash predictions later on this evening. Myself and Adam will be doing those. Join us for the live stream at the weekend as well. YouTube.com/Cultaholic/live. Myself and Adam will be there fighting each other. We're just going to fight. I'm going to knock him out. I can't wait.
Not even going to plug the mics in. It's just going to be a scrap for about 3.5 hours. So if you want to tune in to see Andrew batter me, then feel free.
Absolutely.
Because you've got a six-pack and I don't.
Well, I mean, that's from just being malnourished. So there you go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Plenty of content going out. You'll have What Happened At as well and all the usual good stuff. So stay safe. Have a good one. We'll see you at weekend. Well, we'll see you before that. But anyway, see you later. Bye.